Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to use these Excel formulas or functions that everyone should know. I have, I think, 5 in total and a little bonus formula at the very end of the video, so please stay put. Right now, these 5 formulas are very generic and very basic that I think that the majority of us are not aware of them, so I want to let you know how powerful and useful these are, especially in the modern age of technology right now. So let's start with the first one. As you can see, I have a datasheet here. And by the way, I just want to let you know, if you want to post a video and copy the datasheet, please do so. So let's start with the first one. So convert is going to be my first formula. So basically for convert, we're just converting days to hours. That's the idea here. So let me just check my formula here on hours. As you can see, there is a blank formula. Now basically equal sign and type in convert. Now, parentheses, we're converting which one? If you're going to ask me, we're converting this one right here. So that's going to be E3 cell. And basically, we're going to click on comma. Now, you're going to ask me what is E3 cell? That's going to be day. Now, we want to convert it into which one? So we're going to convert it into hour. And then once we're done, close parentheses, simply click on OK or enter, and we're good to go. So we can just simply drag down everything here, easy as that. So we have just converted the days to hours all throughout this formula or datasheet. That's fairly simple. Let's move on to a pretty complicated one, or a little bit more complicated, which is going to be the second option or second example, this one right here. So don't be nervous if you're seeing number sign right there. That just means the cell or column is not properly expanded. Now, moving on with this one, we're going to convert weight here because I already have hours. So let me just copy my hours here, the formula for hours, so I can just paste it over here. Basically doing this and clicking or hovering everything like so. Now we're converting kilogram right now. So basically, to convert kilogram, simply click on convert. And with this one, we're going to ask what is the converting factor again. So we're just converting the lbm or pounds to kilogram basically. Again, parentheses, type in lbm or pounds, and then another comma. We're converting it to kilogram. Easy as that. So simply click on enter, and that is it. Basically, that is the conversion factor. So I just want to highlight something. Make sure you close your sentences or function or formulas with the parentheses. Make sure this is very important. The number of parentheses on the left side should be the number of parentheses on the right side. Please take note about that one. Now moving on, we're going to use the filter function for this one. Now basically, filter function is just asking for a name, and then it will give you the department. So let's try out right now. So filter, and then which am I going to filter? Everything here. So from B to C column, so everything there, and then comma, where am I gonna get that specific filter? So I'm gonna get it on the department over here. And then moving on, which department am I looking for? I'm looking forward to finance. Let me just correct my spelling, sorry about that. Now once I'm done here, again, don't forget the parentheses, because if you forget it and you simply click on enter, your formula would be not working. So as you can see right there, my formula worked because I have an AI regarding Excel that helps me correct my formula. Small mistakes, but if it's a mistake of a huge formula, it will not help me. So that being said, these are the employees with the specific Department of Finance. Now this is the formula for finance. We're almost done here. So every employment here or every employee with the finance department are now filtered. This is fairly simple, so let's move on with the second sample of filter function. So basically for this one, I want to filter for department and salary. The first one earlier, we're just looking for department, right? Right now, we're going to filter also the salary. So again, for the employee, type in filter, parentheses, now which is going to be our ranges. So our ranges right now will be along B and D3, everything here goes. So the Excel function will look every datasheet. And then comma, parentheses, now which is gonna be the department lineup or department column. It's gonna be the C column, this one right here. And then, that being said, click on equals. Now, since we're looking still on finance, I'm going to click finance there, parenthesis, and basically close the specific formula. So we're done here. No, we're almost done here, by the way. Basically, we are done here if we're just looking for the same thing as example number 1. But as I've mentioned, I want to see the salary also. So this is going to be the formula for it. Make sure you click on that one. And then, which is the salary column? It's going to be the D3 to D18, right? And then basically, we need the range of salary we're looking for. So I'm going to put in greater than, and I'm looking for 80,000 here. Make sure you close the parenthesis. See, we need one more because it's red now. We need to see it on black. There you go. So click on enter. And you should see that salary and department good to go. Basically, that is the filter function for you guys. I gave you one simple sample for the first one and a very complicated one, or a little bit more complicated for the next one. Now for the next example, it's going to be called sequence. So that's going to be equal sign, sequence, parenthesis, count A. Make sure this is the formula you're looking for. Parenthesis, and I'm just going to cover almost everything here. So that will be C3 to C17. That is going to be my coverage, or C3 to C18. Sorry about that. So close the parenthesis, another one just to make sure it's closed, and click on enter. Now right now, as you can see right there, it counted everything like so. So there is another option here. For example, you want to put 1 here, and then simply hover your mouse, and it will count 1 everything. That is not the one to go here. So another tip for you guys, make sure you have number 2 on the second part right there. Let me just fix this, remove everything. Now put number 2 there, and then highlight everything, and then basically move it like so. Make sure you have another number in. But this will take, actually I call this manually, or manual labor. So the one I want to use is, I want to teach you guys, is the automatic one. This formula right here, sequence. Now for example, I want to use sequence one more and count the days now. So basically for this one, we need another sequence function. So another one, equal sign, sequence for this, and basically we can just name it as it is. But if I use sequence, I'm gonna doing the same thing, numbers. So this is gonna be December days. I'm gonna change it right now to date. Now for date 1, since it's today, or I'm making this video in 2023, I'm putting 2023 there. Now this is gonna be December days, so that's gonna be 12 month, and then 1 day. That is the formula right there. There is a template that you should follow. And then that being said, I'm gonna use the sequence function now. Give me a second here. So I almost forgot about that. Before inputting that 1 or day, use the filter function or sequence function and type in 31. Do not use 1. I'm sorry about that, because there is 31 days in December, right? So click on enter, and there we have it. We have those number of days up to 31. Now that is the sequence function for you guys. Now let's look up, or rather, sorry about that, use the lookup function. Now basically for lookup, type an employee here, and you can see the revenue over here. Now let's try this one out. The first example, fairly simple, type in lookup. I'm sure you're aware of this one, so I just want to let you know to make sure click on this one right here, since this is the cell we're looking for. And then where is the area it will look for? It's going to be B3 to B18, the employee name. Now comma, which is the revenue are going to get. That's going to be the C column. Basically, let me just fix that up. And basically with that one, simply close it. Click on enter. Now as you can see, it's going to be an A or error, if we might call it, because as you can see right here, it's going to be Bill Smith. So if you check here, there is no Bill Smith. So if I change this, for example, to Bill Nye, give me a second here. So click on enter. I'll have that revenue. Now, for example, I'm going to go back to Bill Smith. And for some reason, I don't want to see this an A or error message. So I can just change my formula. Again, click on it. Remove that parenthesis. So we want to extend the formula. So for this, I'm just going to put not in list. And basically close the formula like so. Like this one, simply click on it, and it will now say Bill Smith is not on the list. Let's try one more time. For example, I want to say Kobe Bryant here. And I think Kobe Bryant is not on the list, if I'm not mistaken. Click on enter, and still, I don't have that on the list. One more time, I want to look for someone on the list. That will be Connor Wise. Give me a second here. That will be Connor Wise. And there is the formula for Connor Wise. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward for xlookup. Now moving on to the second function of xlookup, or second example. Now, it's the same thing as filter. I'm looking for revenue and commission right now. So for this one, I have a specific data sheet that I'm going to use, so I can find the commission as a specific person here, depending on the revenue. So for the expansion, or rather commission, type in xlookup, of course. This is the formula or the function. And then we're going to look for the C3, basically this one right here first, comma, and then F3 to F5, basically this one right here, F3, this one right here. Make sure you cover up everything. This one right here, okay? And then before you click on comma, make sure you click on F4. Like so. As you can see right there, it gave off the $sign. That means that this is locked. You'll know why do we need to be locked. I'm gonna explain later on. So moving forward, click on comma, like so. Now on the commission side, hover out and also click on F4. Now basically with this one, we're almost done. But for now, type in double comma and click on -1. Close the formula and click on enter. Now for Neil Guy, it has a revenue of 8,000. He gets 20%. Now another thing is, almost forgot, you can hover it by manually. So another way for you to expand this, not just manually holding it down and dragging it right there. I can just simply ask you to do this. Hover your mouse on the edge until your cursor changed and simply double click. If you double click, everything will be filled up. Easy as that. Now moving on to the sumif function right here. Now for the sumif, basically type in sumif right there. Click on parentheses, and then D3 to D13, basically everything on the revenue. Again, D3 to D13, click on comma, and then B3 to B13 now is gonna be the name of the employee. Now, click on comma again, look for G2. So G2 is basically this one right here, the name of this specific platform, or rather this specific cell, because this is our reference now later on. Click on comma. C3 to C13 now is basically this offices. And then, comma one more time, G3 is going to be the office. So these are the one we're going to change later on, and then it will give us the specific revenue for it. So basically this one, close it up, click on enter, and this is one we're going to change. For example, I'm going to type in Tony Stark. As you can see, it's going to be $0 because there is no Tony Stark in New York. Tony Stark is in London, so change it up. And as you can see right there, it's still not working because Tony is still not in New York, or rather, it's going to be Tony Stark. So make sure to type it all in. There is a revenue. So moving on to the next sumif sample, it's going to be this one. A little bit more complicated because, as you can see, for example, Fanta. Fanta is not the only one here. There is canned Fanta grape, medium Diet Coke, Fanta lemon, and so on and so forth. So basically, it's just another 2 sets of scenarios here. So again, sumif. We're just using sumif one more time. With this one, E3 and E13, basically the revenue, comma, and then D3 to D13 is basically the product name right there. So with this one, since I want to use Fanta, this one right here is going to be the way. So apostrophe Fanta, and then making sure, almost forgot about this one, you need to include this asterisk. So everyone that has Fanta in it will be found out. Give me a second here. There you go. And then simply click on comma one more time. C3 now to C13 is basically the offices. And then let's end it up with a comma and H3. So H3 is going to be this one. So close it up, click on enter. So for Fanta inside London, we have this revenue. It already summarizes or gave an additional average for every Fanta in London. So let's try changing it up to New York if we can have a different revenue. Perfect. Every New York or every Fanta in New York right now has been averaged or added. So as promised, I have another or last bonus function for you guys. This one right here. So basically for this one, time of delivery is just basically the difference of these two, order date and deliver date, which is basically gonna be E3 minus D3. Click on enter, there you go. But since this is gonna be by number, we need it as a date, right? We don't want that. We need it as a date. So change it up, and basically this is counting also on the weekends. So since this is a work day, we need to remove that and focus mainly on the weekends or weekdays only. That's gonna be equal network days or network work days. There we have it. And basically type in D3 and then comma, and then end it with E3. This one right here. I think I mistakenly made the formula because it was blocking it. Click on enter. Now this is the work days inside this specific Pepsi. Again, instead of pulling it down, I suggest double clicking that corner, and there you have it. Basically, those are the Excel functions I wanted you to check it out that everyone should know. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.